Hi, this is Barry Schwartz, and this is July 3rd edition of the Search Buzz Video Recap. Again, this is the news we covered over at the Search and Roundtable over the past week. We'll call this the Special Independence Day, July 4th edition. I'm going to be broadcasting this, reporting this over my iPhone. It's easier, and my computer's doing stuff now. And I figured I'll just use my iPhone to actually use it as a note taker and produce this film. Also, you might notice that we might have some ads on the video right now. We're testing out Google AdSense's or Google YouTube's revenue sharing program, and we'll see how that works out. If you like it or dislike it, let me know. You can either comment on the video at YouTube or on the Search and Roundtable. In addition, if you're watching the iTunes version, then you're not going to see an ad, so you win that way. Again, you can subscribe on iTunes using the iTunes feed, or you can just listen to it on the normal RSS feed via YouTube. So we'll get started right away. Again, this is the July 3rd edition, the Independence Day version of the Search Buzz Video Recap, and my name is Barry Schwartz. So today on July 3rd, I posted information about our monthly Google Webmaster Report. Basically, every month we look at a Webmaster World thread which has a lot of discussion over what's taking place, the little things that are happening over at Google in the search results. And we noticed that this month, starting even from June, mid-June, there's been a lot of discussion over in this thread saying what's going on. There's a lot of discussion, and basically people are seeing a lot of fluctuations in the search results. Some people think it has to do with how Google is now, or possibly handling links differently. So people are rumors are that Google is now looking more closely at how relevant a link is to a specific page that it's linking to. It's hard to evaluate if that's actually the case, but that's what people are saying. So there's a lot of discussion over that thread. If you do notice any changes in your ranking, you might want to go ahead and travel over to that thread and discuss things. Overall, it's been a very busy month for Google in terms of the web search results. Things like I'll discuss later today, maybe over the past 30 days, there's been a possible technical quirk with the PageRank update. There was a major adult porn site penalty that was reversed recently. There was an official June PageRank update, I think the third week of June. We reported about that a while ago. In addition, Google has been shortening URLs in the display in the search results. There was also a Webmaster Tools link report change. There was a new feature added to the Webmaster Tools which allows you to change the domain name. And there was also Google notifying webmasters after a re-inclusion request. And finally, there was a UK search shakeup. That's some of the few things, or I guess 10 things or so, that happened over the past month, 30 days, with Google specifically. Some of that we discussed in the past, and some of that we'll discuss in this video. So as I discussed, there were several threads over the past day or so that were discussing how there was another possible PageRank update. And there was just a PageRank update maybe a week or two ago. And before that, there was an update a month before that. So it doesn't seem like Google to do an update every couple weeks or so. So there was a lot of discussion about some webmasters noticing a PageRank update. One of those threads, Googler John Muller went ahead and commented and said, "This looks like a technical quirk in your case," meaning Google seems, the toolbar PageRank score seems to be something that you should not worry about. It's something that seems to be on Google's side and not on the webmaster side of anything that webmasters have changed. The question is, and I asked John, and I get to see a response yet, is this more widespread? Are the people that are noticing a PageRank update from the past 2 days or so, are those people noticing a true PageRank update, or is it a technical quirk on the webmaster side, or is it a technical quirk on Google's side? I have a feeling it's a technical quirk on Google's side, so don't worry if you do see PageRank up or down on the past few days. So on Monday, we reported that it seemed like the adult or porn industry has received a a penalty from Google, where a lot of sites that were had adult content on it that were ranking well for certain adult terms in Google were no longer ranking well for those terms. The theory back then was that something in common between those adult sites was causing the penalty. Some thought it was this thumbnail image creator, but that wasn't the case, I don't think. And some people thought it was something else that was related between all these adult sites that were penalized and why they were penalized. The thing was, not all sites were penalized. Not all adult sites were penalized, but some were, and a lot of them were. A nice majority of them. But a few days later, we noticed people reporting on July 1st that the penalty has been reversed, meaning Google has somehow allowed these sites that were penalized to come back in and receive their current past rankings. So maybe it was something that Google adjusted and figured out it was a mistake, but I'm not exactly sure. There's a lot of discussion about this, and if you have an adult site, you might want to take a look at this. The latest update we have on this is on July 1st. Just go to SEOroundtable.com, click on the archives, and click on July 1st, and you'll be able to see the report we have, Google reverses adult port sign penalty. Gabs at SEOhome.org, .co.uk, so one of those sites. I think it's SEOhome.co.uk. He's a UK friend. He's been very active in our forums and very good contributor to the Searching Roundtable, to myself. He noticed that a week ago that Google has removed from Google UK the pages from UK Radio Box. So if you go to google.co.uk, you probably will notice that it has a search box, and under the search box it has two radio buttons. One says search the web, and one says search pages only from the UK. He noticed that in the Chrome browser, Google's new browser, Google removed the option to checkbox the pages from the UK from that result, and you did a search, and it automatically showed you pages from the whole web. And if you scroll to the bottom of that search result page, it said show only results for the United Kingdom. He was upset that Google didn't have that radio box from the onset. He thinks that searchers want that. I guess Google's testing to see if people, I assume people don't really use it that much. Obviously they wouldn't be testing removing it, but we'll see how this plays out. We saw another thread from Google Web Search Help, specifically with the Google South Africa people, where some people noticed that the pages from the South Africa radio button was actually gone. So it's not just Gabs who's seeing it, it's other people. The question is, will we see this? I personally haven't seen it myself. Will this propagate to other countries, and will this become the way Google goes forward with such a feature? It would be interesting to see such a thing. I know right now by the comments, people are just not happy with it, but I guess Google will do their testing and make their own decisions. The other week, we asked our readers if they like the Bing commercials. So we listed about 15 or so Bing commercials, all posted on YouTube. We just put them all on our blog, and it looked like the Bing commercials were diverse in terms of search overload and some other things on how to search. And of our readers, we had we have a lot of responses, maybe close to 100 responses, and 59%, about 60% said they actually like the commercials, the Bing commercials. 25% or so said they do not like them. 10% just didn't care, and the rest said other. But it seems like most of you guys actually like these commercials, which is interesting, especially because it's a Microsoft product. Since we're on the Bing topic, this week, or yesterday actually, or the day before, Microsoft announced that Bing results now have real-time Twitter results. So if you do a search for example, at Rusty Brick, which is the common way to use Twitter, or if you do search for, example, I got Rusty Brick Twitters from Rusty Brick, or Rusty Brick tweets, or Rusty Brick Twitter, you'll see the latest tweets from my name. It's only done for prominent and prolific Twitterers. Obviously, they included some of the reporters like myself. Thing is, when I did some tests, it didn't seem like it was so real time. It was at least 10 minutes out of date. It looks like what Microsoft does is they call the API. They don't have a special agreement with Microsoft. They basically use a public API. They call it. They gather these tweets from the prolific and prominent Twitterers, and what they do is store that in their database, and then if somebody does a Twitter command type of search at Bing, it will return those results. So technically it's not so real time because it was at least 10 minutes out of date when I tested it, but we'll see how this goes. I'm personally not too impressed. It's a nice little cute feature, but overall I'm not incredibly impressed. On the other front, since we're on the topic of Bing, their Ad Center rep went ahead and we noticed that some people are getting emails from Ad Center, Microsoft's, search ad product, telling them that they actually have a quality-based ranking team. So people are actually working at the Ad Center team and looking for quality-based ranking algorithm changes and quality-based ranking scores, where they actually manually go into things and they demote or promote certain ads based on their human review of the ad. talking about ads, AdWords announced a new API that's being released shortly. It's called V2009. I guess it's the version 2009. The AdWords API 13 is the current one that people are using. That was released October 2008. Version API 13, version 13 will likely be sunset sometime in early 2010. So you do have a long time until we get there. But you should definitely apply for the beta of version 2009. Supposedly a lot of changes, is pretty big drastic changes between 2009 and version 13. So definitely take a look at that. We have discussion and topics and links to all of this stuff on July 1st, 2009 at seroundtable.com. On the publisher side of AdSense, it seems like more publishers are not being paid again. This time it's Australian publishers that are being, stiffed. Right now it seems like there's some technical issue where a lot of these Australian publishers were not getting paid what they thought they would be getting paid, nor were they getting any checks at all. So Google responded saying, I'm sorry, it either will be issued shortly or you'll see it in your next month's check, but people are not happy with that, especially those who live on a day-to-day basis from their AdSense income. For it to be pushed off a month or two is something that they're not really equipped to handle. I spotted this interesting thread over at High Rankings Forum about how it's hard necessarily to sell or to convince clients of websites to think about search engine marketing, search engine optimization prior to them building the website. So I had this happen a lot in my company where I have people come to me, they want to build a website, they have an idea for a great website, whatever it might be. So we discuss the website and the functions of the website, but yet they don't understand or want to talk about how to use SEO or SEM to promote that website. At least I'll mention it, they'll think it's cool, but they'll just gloss right over it and not really care about it. Obviously there's some clients that really catch it right away, and there's some clients that just glaze right over them. So it's really it's an interesting thread, because the thread itself discusses how those challenges are for, especially for web development companies. It's easy for an SEO company to necessarily, if somebody comes to an SEO company and says, I want SEO, it's easier to sell them. When somebody comes to a web development company and says, I want a website, it's not necessarily as easy to sell SEO services. So what we do typically is we'll build a site that is incredibly search engine friendly, gives the client the ability to rank very well for different keywords depending on their understanding of SEO and how unique they write their content. And then later on, when the site launches, it's all ready for link building. It's all ready for them to do whatever they need to do to make their site superior. The only thing is, once they look at their stats, then they'll start being interested in SEO and stuff like that, and then you might recommend them to an SEO company or do the SEO yourself. So it was an interesting discussion about how it differs between SEO companies and web development companies in terms of selling SEO. And if you're in that boat, a lot of people can relate to this, and if you're in that boat, you definitely want to take a look at that thread, because there might be some excellent useful advice from different people out there. Okay, so the Search Roundtable is known for covering search forum news. This week there was a pretty interesting glitch in the Google support forums. Google support forums is fairly new. It launched last October 2008, where they launched these new forums, and they had a bunch of people who they promoted directly from the previous forums, the new forums, as top contributors. Plus, they were assigned different levels automatically, so level 5, level 6. The higher level, the more prominent or the more helpful Google sees you as being. Different forums have different levels, requirements to reach their levels. Some of the smaller forums need less posts to reach a certain level. Some of the larger forums need a lot more posts to reach a certain level. But there was some type of glitch that demoted several or pretty much all of the top contributors from their levels and from their top contributor status. Google, I think, has fixed the bug now, but it was a major shock to a lot of these people who spent a lot of their time giving not just to webmasters who need help with their problems, but also to Google in order to help Google answer their problems and to help Google respond to these people. It's not just in the Webmaster Forum, but it was pretty much across all Google product forums, from Google Gmail to Google News to Google Web Search to Google Webmaster Help and AdSense and whatever it might be. So Google has fixed the issue. It was a technical glitch, and hopefully this won't happen again. Okay, so that was the Search Buzz video recap. This was the July 3rd edition, I guess the Independence Day, July 4th recap. Again, my name is Barry Schwartz, and it's the news we covered over the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Again, I use my iPhone for this. It might be a little bit easier for me to do that, or I might be looking down a lot more. I'm not sure. Definitely comment and let me know about that. Thanks for listening, and we'll post this recap shortly. Everyone have a great July 4th weekend. For you outside of America, enjoy your weekend anyway. But everyone have a great weekend, and we'll speak to you guys next week. Everyone, bye.